And welcome to episode 4 of the Going Over Clean podcast. I am Chris, and as always is with me, the man of the hour, Muscles Marinara, Cam. How are you?
Oh, living the dream.
I hear you. You do anything fun this weekend?
Nope. Worked and studied.
I hear you. Got to play some, as I told you twice, the big games of the week.
Mario Odyssey. Played
a lot of that. Finished up Island 2 of Cuphead. Watched some NFL games. The Bills look great. The Eagles are a top 5 team. And I watched the Knicks get their first win of the season. Then
that was
their
against the Cavs.
Second win. No, their first win was against the Nets on Friday.
Okay.
Then their second win of the season against the Cavs last night.
The Cavs.
Yeah, the defending Eastern Conference champions. WWE released a couple more wrestlers. I was reading through that. And then I went through a couple more episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I also went and saw Boo, a Medea Halloween 2. Hysterical.
Oh, I bet.
Hysterical. You know your bro science guy you love on YouTube?
Yeah.
He's in the movie.
No way.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the college frat boys.
No, I gotta see it.
He's hilarious. I was watching the whole time, and I was like, God, this guy's funny. If you like that type of thing, and you just kind of want to see it every once in a while in a comedy, that's the one to get. That's the one to see. I have a great show put together today. We are going to be talking about all sorts of great stuff. I've got deal breakers. So you get that perfect girl, but something happens. And then it's a question of, would you still be with her? Cam's got a special topic for us as well. I'm going to be talking about one of the greatest shows on television right now, going into its 5th season. And it's better than The Walking Dead, and it's better than Game of Thrones. And if we've got time, I want to talk a little bit about games that can be too intense or send certain messages that may be too realistic. But before that, let's get started. Let me give you a quick catch-up for what you missed this week in sports. Warning, there are spoilers. The Buffalo Bills routed the Oakland Raiders 34-14. The New York Jets lost another tough game to the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons' 3 losses are only 2 AFC East teams. Had the Jets won, it would have been a clean sweep. Number 3, Penn State was upset by Ohio State Saturday night in an overtime performance by J.T. Barrett and the Ohio State defense. And as I mentioned earlier, the Knicks won back-to-back as they beat the Nets, then stunned the reigning Eastern Conference champs, the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Knicks will be playing the newly equipped Denver Nuggets tonight at 7:30. And tomorrow is the NFL trade deadline. It has been highlighted by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, Jimmy Graham, and Marcel Darius, who was dealt Friday to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The World Series is back tomorrow in Houston, where Houston currently holds the lead and only needs one of the next 2 games to win the World Series title. All right, and with that, we will get started. So, I'm not going to explain why. We're going to keep it at that. Deal breakers, Mr. Cameron. So, what I want to know is, you find this perfect girl. Maybe she's at the gym, or you're at the bar. I mean, you don't drink, so maybe you're watching like a Pats game, or she walks up to you in one of your lab courses, and you're talking for a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden you get hit with that red flag. And you always got to know. I mean, you got to question your morals and go, is it worth it to have to put up with that red flag? So one of the examples I'll give you many, but let me give you the first one. She's a solid 9 in your books, whatever your preferences are. She's just the rudest person you may have ever met, has no sense of humor, but you have everything in common and she'll do anything you want. So like if you want to go to the gym for 12 hours or however long you do it to get those huge arms and that enormous shoulders and that thick linebacker neck, she will go with you, and she'll enjoy it. You want to go to Foxborough and watch the Pats lose to the Jets next year? You can do that. So the question is, do you break it off?
I can't handle rude people. I'm a pretty nice, chill, laid-back person as it is. But if you're going to be rude, like 24/7, like rude all the time.
She's a diva, like super rude.
Hell no.
I'll give you an example. There was someone that I was talking to where I had this icebreaker after I didn't talk to her for a day, and then I sent her this message. I was like, hey, my Halloween costume seems kind of slutty. What do you think? And I sent her the link to the costume on Spirit, and it's an inflatable Reptar costume. And her response was, I knew it was going to be something dumb as fuck anyways. So I was like, all right. And then so I sent her a picture of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line and goes, you've just been blocked. And she didn't get it, so I sent a picture of Shaquille O'Neal blocking on Ben Wallace in the 2002 finals.
You should have Mutombo or someone.
No, Shaq's way better. The Shaq attack.
All right. Yeah,
when we get into basketball, greatest center of all time, Shaquille O'Neal. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep.
You can say Kareem. And
Hassan Whiteside maybe getting up there.
No, Hassan Whiteside can't touch Shaq. If Shaq played
young.
in the NBA right now, he would literally own the league.
Oh, because players these days are skinny as hell. Shaq's
we'll get into that.
Big, thick dude.
That's something we'll have to save for another time. Let me get through some of these more ones though. So this girl is pretty good looking. I'd say she's 8. Okay.
Okay.
But she thinks that the government is run by lizard people.
Well, do you have any info that's can prove it against it?
That's a yes. I'm guessing. I'm saying you're gonna take a yes on that.
If that's the only thing wrong with her,
she literally thinks the government is run by lizard people. She thinks that every president is a lizard person.
Well, at that point, you're straight stupid.
Hail Zorb, the lizard god.
That's a tough one.
She still celebrates all Christian holidays, but instead of every single one, it's always Zorb whatever. So Zorb's Giving, Zorb's Miss, But she's great. Other than that, she's great. Great personality, funny, nice to people. She's what you're looking for. She's got your taste in appearance and attitude, but she believes in lizard people running the government.
I think I could live with that. Actually,
you can live with that.
I could live with that.
See, that's tough for me. I'd have to. You know what? I think I'd take it, and then just never. Well, no, I wouldn't because I'm a political science major, and I don't need to hear.
Yeah, you don't need to hear continuous lizard people.
Like when I'm going to political rallies, I don't want to hear "Take off your human mask. I want to see your lizard face."
That'd be pretty funny though.
Well, there's a comment. The reason I ask this is because there's a lot of people that do believe in lizard people running the government. Now, what if I say she's a flat earther?
Come on, how can one be that stupid?
I'm just saying. Like, Kyrie Irving's a flat earther.
But he went to Duke, but he didn't go to Duke. He went to Duke, right?
He went to Duke.
He did go to Duke.
Played a year at Duke. So he had 1 year of.
But
maybe he just didn't take astronomy or science.
But there's
planetary studies.
There's proven so. Is there a way I could convince that person to say no, the Earth is round?
I mean, you can try, but they're pretty set in their ways.
It depends how annoying they get with it. If they're constantly bringing that up, that I won't be able to handle it. But if you're having a conversation with them and saying "Hey, what do you think?" and that's all they say about it, that's something I could live with.
Okay. I think I would too. She's like a 9. Oh yeah. Because then at the end of the day, I'll just never talk about how the Earth.
You're right. So you just avoid that topic all.
Well, how often does the conversation of the Earth ever come up in any conversation anybody has?
Never.
Unless you're a science major. I mean, political science. The only time we talk about the Earth is global warming. Or climate control or climate change.
Global warming was a hoax, apparently.
Yeah, created by the Russians and the Chinese, if you ask Rush Limbaugh. So what about this one? Here's the last one. Perfect body, perfect interest, perfect 10 all across the boards. However, she's racist. Incredibly racist. Like you people kind of racist.
Now... what do you call it? Like a closet racist, where she doesn't she's not upfront about it when you're trying to talk to people.
Closet racist? Yes. So if you're out with your friends and there's a picture of it on Instagram or whatever, she's gonna send and go, "What are you doing with it?" And then put it in quotes, him. She's gonna put that. So she's racist. She knows she's racist, but the rest of the world doesn't. They think that she's from a place that doesn't have a lot of minorities, so she just doesn't understand people. And that she's shy.
That is something I could live with.
I could not live with that.
I could live with that. No
I
problem.
could not. I dated a racist girl in high school, middle school. Yeah, I won't give out names, but yeah, totally did. And then the second I found out, I betted her. I was like, "We're done. Delete the number, block me, all that type of good stuff." No, I just couldn't. I literally could not. I can't believe you.
I could live with that.
I can't. My best friend's black. Shout out to you, Nick Swan. I couldn't. The best part is, it was the girl in high school. She knew I was going to this party. It was just a birthday party for my friend. And I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I still don't. Never done drugs. And we went to a party. It was just a bunch of, I don't want to use the term, high school nerds. We were just nerds. We were geeks type of thing. And she texted me and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing with him?" And so I figured, he's got a reputation. Maybe he called her a name or something. Because I never know with him. He's his own man. I don't watch him. And I was like, "Why? What's wrong? What do you got wrong with him?" And she goes, because it's people like him, and she put it in quotes, him.
She
that-
went. She
put it in quotes.
She even put quotes in
She put
it.
quotes.
That's impressive.
She put it in quotes.
Oh,
This was back in
man.
the day when you had to text on the phones. Where like, if you wanted to get A or if you wanted to get C, it was 1 1 or 2 2 2
yeah.
just to get the letter C. So I mean, she wasn't going to put a lot. And she's like, "You talked with him," and she's like, "People like him are what's going to make you cheat on me." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "You know, those people." I was like, "If you're talking about," I was like, "Are you talking about because he's black?" And she's like, "Yes." I was like, "Delete the number, delete me off Facebook, block me, do whatever you want. We're done." I was like, "I'm not even going to deal with this. We're through. Sick of this. Sick of
wild.
this." Yes.
But if you get a person who's open about that, then problems will happen.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh, I mean, if she's open about it,
then no, I can do that.
Well, if she's open about it, like on the first date, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm a racist. I'm just gonna walk away."
Right. Yep.
Like I cannot. Or if she's like, "Hi, I have a lot of the same interests as you, but personally, I believe the South is gonna rise again." I'm gonna be like, "Well,
South ain't ever rise again."
see you later," because it's the United States, not the Confederate States of America.
Nope.
And at the end of the day, you're talking crazy. Like, no one's seceding from the Union. This isn't
No,
the,
yeah, that's
like,
never
there's no one
going to happen.
leaving. And if anybody does, in all honesty, with today's society, you're gonna have people for like it's gonna be the East Coast in California that's gonna secede before everybody else.
Oh yeah.
And believe me, California will not secede. You're gonna have the big.
It will be a big loss.
California will secede when the fault line finally takes California and puts it out in the ocean, which will probably happen like 100 years, something like that. I don't know.
It's gonna be a while.
There's something like that.
Not in my lifetime.
It's something they've talked about before. Like scientists have talked about it.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, if you're a planetary scientist, please let me know. But don't rip me apart in the comments. I have no idea. So, you will take a girl who's racist. I can't.
If
South gonna rise again. What about that? She's gonna. South's gonna rise again.
everyone has their own beliefs, if that's all that's wrong with her, that's something I could live with.
Have a little bit of respect for yourself, man. Come on.
That's.
I can't believe that. All right. So you have a topic today, Cam. Let's transition to your topic.
My topic.
Go ahead with your topic.
Where was that? There you go.
It's there.
It's there. It is there.
It is there.
Okay. So this to be like a class you would have to that you can take. It'd be like an alternative class, like maybe like a core class or some other class that you need to graduate or to get your degree. What class would you make and why?
Okay. So I can take it and it fits in like a history elective.
Right.
Or
They
it
say
fits in
history.
the core?
It could be like a history class. It could be a core class. It could be the philosophy class. Any class that's required.
Now,
for
am
your
I
degree.
taking this class for educational purposes to learn, or am I taking this class because I want an easy A and don't give a shit?
Partly that, but
Like, am I taking this class because, like, I've always been interested in planetary science, so I'm going to take it and it's going to count as a political science course? Or is it, I hate political science so much, I'm going to take a sports and social activism course to fit that elective?
yeah, it's just something that would fit like one of your classes that you need.
But is it to get an A or is it to learn?
That's completely up to you.
That's completely up to me?
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, if I had to take one class, like if I had, for an easy A, I'll give you two. I'll give you two.
Okay.
For the easy A, I would take a class on one of two things. Either Colin Kaepernick, and that's all the class is about. Because it seems like every time, like in my one social activism class, people come to class like, oh yeah, did you see this thing in the NFL? And it's people don't that's not that they don't know the full story. It's like, I live and breathe this stuff. My internship's about this stuff.
Right.
My life's about this stuff.
Yep.
So, like, I'm reading every article I can get my hands on. So I get most of it. And so I have enough background information, too, on it and can make some good claims on it. But a lot of people have more important things to worry about in their lives. So they're not looking up, like, what Bob McNair is saying. They're not looking up, like, the players' reactions and who's on the team and, like, that type of stuff. They're not connecting. They're not in the sports world, so not connecting the dots.
Right.
So, like, we had to talk about Kaepernick in our one class. The whole talk was essentially just me talking. Just literally me talking.
Really?
All 50 minutes.
Oh, my God.
And then we had a part 2, me talking all 50 minutes. And then, like, today, people were talking about, they want to talk about the Bob McNair comments. People were like, oh, what team does he own? The Texas...
The Houston Oilers?
the Texas something. I was like, the Houston Texans. It was an expansion team that came out in 2003. He owns that team. He had said those comments. They're like, oh yeah, players took a knee. I was like, well, also on Friday when practice happened, they walked out, and some didn't even show up. They were so disgusted with the comments. And I was like, if it was, in my opinion, when it pertains to that subject, if this was last year, where you don't have J.J. Watt hurt, you don't have Harvey, you don't have this unity amongst the team because of all this stuff that's been happening in Houston. I mean, they're probably taking knees, walking out, peeling decals off their helmets.
Right.
But like because of this like Houston strong mentality, they've kind of they know they need to pull themselves together for the people of Houston for the betterment of everybody else. So yeah, I mean, for the easy A, I would take that class. Plus, it's going to talk about Jackie Robinson soon. That's an easy A.
Yeah.
Probably talk about Jim Brown, Bill Russell, Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, also known as, Joe Louis, one of the first top black hits. I mean, technically, you could talk about Jim Thorpe because he was a Native American athlete in the 20s. He was in the 20s. Jesse Owens, back in the 30s or 40s. Not 100% sure. He's in that movie Race. I think it's what's called Race.
Yeah, newer movie.
So that would be another one. But I mean, if I want to take one to learn, to gain some insightfulness, what I would like to have a class for is a political science economics course. So a course on like how policies affect or how economics are affected by policies, like how certain movements can affect the economic structures of cities and towns. So like maybe how the Black Lives Matter movement affected the economy of St. Louis after there was a riot, or how I mean, they're not directly connected, but like they're a movement that's associated.
Right, yeah, it's associated, right.
I mean, obviously they weren't the ones doing it, but or like the economic effect of the rally in Charlottesville, the damages, the tourism before, tourism after, kind of how it's affected. Like also too, like we talked about last week, where schools were saying that Richard Spencer couldn't come to them. Talking about like the effects of that, like population of who's there the day of, parking, how much it's going to cost to have them, security, patrolmen, all these things to make sure like what keeps this ball rolling. So I would take that. I think that'd be an interesting course to take. But I mean, if I'm going for the easy, I'll take that sports class any day of the week. I would probably show up once a week. Like that, like show up maybe once a month. That guy, what's this unit on? Oh, it's Colin Kaepernick. All right, I'll see you the next unit then. And then just get an A on the test and then walk away. What about you?
I would love, like, I'm not a big history buff, so I would probably try to replace those World Civ classes for like a sports history class. Like maybe just like you go into like an individual sport like football or like the NFL. You know what I mean? And just go through like the series or have the history of the sport, how stuff has changed throughout the years. Compare, contrast almost, or do like NBA, things like that, where stuff was created. Learn about the more of the background on why it was created, how it was created, who created it, things like that. That'd be something interesting. Or so it was always good to go with a good old Dragon Ball Z history class, because you could get a full semester course out of Dragon Ball. You got
that's a great show. That's a great show. I mean, I'd take that class. You just watch Dragon Ball.
Watch Dragon Ball. Learn about everything. Stuff go behind, like almost stuff like behind the scenes, and almost go into like the symbolism in it, because there is quite a bit of symbolism in it that people may not realize if no one's like talking about it, if you don't listen to it.
Going back on this going back to our previous topic and with Dragon Ball, I had a text from my best friend when I told him the story about this, where I got that huge red flag. Let's call it. He then responds with, "Hey man, she may be racist, but she might be a Namekian. She can make the Dragon Balls." And so I told him, I was like, if she could make Dragon Balls, she was a Namekian, you'd be in chains and shackles right now. Or you'd be somewhere else.
Yeah.
The Klan would be president. So just that last little quick punchline in there about that. So do you want to get on to the games that are too intense? Or do you want to talk about athletes we hate the most?
Let's go with games.
Games? Okay. This is a really intriguing topic just for discussion. I mean, there really is no right or wrong, yes or no. I like this, well, you're an idiot type of thing. Just kind of an open-ended discussion. You think games are getting too intense?
Nah, never.
You don't think they are?
Nope.
I mean, they're nowhere near as intense as movies.
You don't think so?
You know what? I'm going to change the topic right now. I'm
Yeah?
going to change it. So if you're listening and you want to hear that topic, we'll get into it a little bit. But here's something I want to talk about. So I was at home, and I was about to leave to go see Medea, the Boo of Medea Halloween 2. And my mom's like, hey, I was about to watch Split. This movie is messed up. This guy is kidnapping girls. He's got these split personalities. I was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, he's got like 4 personalities. And she's like, no, he's got 23. So I was like, oh, so he's got all the original flavors of Dr. Pepper. So here's my question for you. Actually, not even a question. We're an open-ended discussion again. Why are movies nowadays just so, movies and TV shows, so messed up?
They are really messed up.
Like in games, for example, in a video game, some of the most controversial things are Doom, No Russian. That's number 1. One of the most.
I haven't heard that game before.
You ever played Modern Warfare 2?
Oh, that little mission right there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So for those who don't know, No Russian is a mission in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that you can play, or you can skip it. An update allowed you to skip it, where you are an undercover soldier who's infiltrated a terrorist group. And the terrorist group goes into an airport and shoots the whole place up, kills anyone you can get your hands on. You can go through the thing shooting into the crowd. You can go through the whole level without shooting a single bullet. And the mission ends with you about to get away, and the leader of the terrorist group shoots you in the head, and then it puts all the blame on the American for the terrorist threat. So that is one of the most, I have to say, one of the most.
Yeah, by far.
Of the modern day, other than maybe Grand Theft Auto, where you can have sex with prostitutes, or Custer's Revenge in the 80s was super offensive because you could rape Indians. That was the game you would just rape Indians.
Yeah, so that's not good.
But I'd say mainstream wise, No Russian's one of the most offensive things.
Easily.
But to me, I'm on cop shows, you got rape victims, murderers, disemboweling. You have the new Snowman movie. It's literally a movie about a guy who's murdering people, and then he leaves clues, and what he does is he leaves snowmen, and when the snow melts, their decapitated head is the head of the snowman.
Right.
That's pretty messed up. But and then in video games too. So I mean, the question is, do you think it's gotten? Do you think we're getting a little too intense there on the violence and the disembowelment, the dismemberment of people and fictional characters?
Video games, not so much, but movies and TV shows, I think so. Like a lot of those horror movies, they have some weird stuff. Like who in their right mind can think of this stuff? I feel like people the writers of these movies need to get their head checked or something, because I don't know how you can think of those kind of topics.
It's absolutely
plots.
Crazy. Well, we're going to talk about this too. The next segment is to talk about the best TV show that's on American television right now, the greatest show of all time. I'm not going to spoil it for you yet, but that is not a horror show, not a crime show. There's no victims, there's no murder, there's no disembowelment. There's a little bit of blood, a little bit of possession, but there's no you had The Walking Dead season 7 premiere. People called it glorified murder porn.
Okay.
Where he was just beating the crap out of Negan. The character was beating the crap out of those 2 guys with the baseball bat. He hit the one character over the head and his eyeball popped out. So his eyeball popped out and he was saying the "Oh, I love you" type of thing. And they're making fun of the character while his eyeball is literally popped out of his head.
Yeah, that show has.
That show's gone a little too far.
Yeah, that show's gotten a little, I don't want to say controversial, but that show's been, because now, is this supposed to follow the comic? Because there's a comic to it, right?
It's not dedicated, so
okay.
There's some things that are different in it, some things that are.
Okay.
The way Glenn died is the exact way. I'm sorry if I just spoiled it for you. The way he dies in the show is exactly how he dies. So, after his eyeball pops out, you can look it up, that is the end result. Just a pile of brains and
Which one was Glenn?
All over. He was the Asian guy in the very first season. He was one of the originals from the Atlanta.
They keep killing off all the main characters, I feel like. I
mean, every character that's there is a main character.
But they all end up dying.
After they killed off Abraham, I wasn't interested anymore. I was like, Abraham's one of my favorite dudes. Huge military guy, ginger. I was like, that guy could pummel the crap out of people. You know who I would like to see in either Game of Thrones in the last season, last episode, if the character's still alive, I don't know, or in Walking Dead? Braun Strowman. I want to see the monster among men. The one they call Braun Strowman. Face off against either the Mountain on Game of Thrones or just a horde of like zombies.
The mountain, that's that like 7-foot dude who's like 400 pounds, straight tank.
True story. Adam Shear, who is Braun Strowman in real, that's his real name.
He's the one that tried out for an offensive lineman position or something, right?
No, Adam Shear is the guy who is Braun Strowman's real name.
Okay.
Braun Strowman, when he was an amateur bodybuilder or powerlifter, he was breaking all of the mountain's records as an amateur.
Really?
Yeah, until he tore out his bicep.
Oh.
So like he was doing interviews. They're like, "Oh, what do you think? What are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I tore my bicep out. I mean, my career's probably over. I'm gonna look into other things." They're like, WWE offered you a contract. Are you gonna go? And he's like, "Probably." That guy, I like. To me, I love Braun Strowman because you can never kill the character. Like you can never kill him. So like on TV, it's just so funny. Like I love to watch when Roman Reigns like 2 months ago got him in the back of an ambulance and then just rear-ended the ambulance into a production truck. And then, like, you just hear, "I'm not finished with you!" And he crawls out of the ambulance. Hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. But, like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, so people judge me for watching pro wrestling, for going to see Medea, which, by the way, I was going to go see Medea at 7:30, along with, at the same time, Jigsaw, Geostorm, and there was another one. It's right on the tip of my tongue what it was. It was another big horror film. Oh, Snowman.
Oh, okay.
And do you know what one sold out?
Probably what, Snowman, I'm assuming?
Medea.
Oh, Medea sold out.
Boom, Medea Halloween 2. I had to come back at 10:30 to see Medea. Never in my life would I have suspected Medea. Boom, Medea Halloween 2 to sell out. But, however, after watching it, I will go see that movie a second time. That movie is hilarious. Absolutely hysterical. I loved that film. It was a delight. It was hilarious.
I just want to see that movie now just because Bro Science is in it.
Oh, he's in it. He's hilarious. He's doing his typical. He's in that full character that whole time.
Oh man,
full character.
Now is he just in one scene or is he throughout the movie?
He's like so the whole thing is like so it's centered around Tyler Perry or Brian, one of Tyler Perry's 3 characters in the show.
Yep.
It's regular Tyler Perry. Like it looks like him. No makeup or anything. His daughter Tiffany is gifted a car by her mom, his ex-wife.
Okay.
She cheated on him in the house. And,
okay.
Like the whole first movie, there's not much like it. Whatever. It's you can learn. You don't need to watch the first one to get the second one. That's what's great about these movies. But it's just so hilarious because the father, who was also played by Tyler Perry, Joe, absolutely hysterical. So I'm not going to try and butcher the lines too much. But so they go to this camp, which is supposed to be like Camp Crystal Lake. It's called Camp Derrick.
Okay.
And the story was Derrick murdered his family in like the 80s. And now the college kids are going there for a party.
Oh, okay.
And she's 18 and she goes when the father doesn't want her to and the mother lets her. Because the mother wants to be the cool mom.
Yep.
And so there's a demon girl, 2 demon girls, and 2 guys in chainsaws, which they assume to be the brother and the 2 brothers who committed all these crimes at Camp Derrick 30 years ago because they were never found. So Medea and like the 4 old women, the 2 old women and then Joe are in the car. And the demon girl gets right up to the mirror, gets right up to the window. They all run out of the car except for Joe. He just looks at the woman, the little girl, and he's like, "I am sick of this." He's like, "I am an old school pimp. I will knock you out, up, down, everywhere." And then he says some other expletives, won't get into. And then she's like, "Get out of here. Go on, girl." And she walks away. And then she comes back later. And she's looking at him. He's right where he was again. They all run out of the car. And he goes, "I am sick to damn death of this." And he goes, "Did you not understand what I told you the first time?" And she takes her hair and she moves it out of the way. She has like the ring look. Like the girl from the ring. She moves her hair. She's got a scarred up face. And she's like, "I told my father and my uncle all those mean things you said to me." And he's like, "They want to talk to you." And he's like, "Where the hell are they at?" And she's like, "Behind me." And he goes, "All right. Time to get this damn thing done and over with." And he's like, "Behind you?" And she goes, "Yes." And he runs like across this field, gets right up to him, stops and goes, "I changed my mind," and just cuts steps and runs away. And then they go back, they pan back to Medea, who's in this house, and they're like, "Oh my God, Medea, your brother Joe!" And they look out there, and he's just being dragged by the 2 serial killers. And she's like, "Are we gonna go get him?" And Medea goes, "Hell no, we'll go get him in the morning. We'll look for him in the morning. He's dead now. Praise Jesus." So that movie's absolutely hysterical. But no, Bro Science is in, I'd say, just as much of it as the college kids are. So like, there's like a clique of college kids and the daughter, and then there's like Medea, like the old people.
Okay.
He's in the clique of the college kids.
Okay.
He's like,
right. Obviously.
He's the security of the fraternity.
Okay.
So there's the president, then there's the vice president who's there. No, he is the vice president because he's in the majority of it too with Fozzie too. Absolutely hysterical. He's funny. He's his part. Like if you love his character on YouTube, you'll love him.
Now is he representing any of his merch throughout the movie or no?
No, but he subtly.
Okay.
So like one part he's like he's talking about how he's bro siding.
Okay.
He's talking about gains. Like he's very into his character. One of my favorite things he's ever said was when he was at the gym and he got down on his hands and knees and he put the 2 dumbbells out and he was like, "Bless me, Father, for these gains I'm about to receive." That's one of my favorite ones I've ever seen him do. That's hilarious. Yep. So I would. It's hysterical. I recommend if you have never seen it, you should see it. But I mean, that's what I kind of want to get into is like, are we going to hit a point in time? And I'm not. This is just a question. Are we going to hit a point in time where maybe people stop watching this blood and gore and they go like comedy starts to come back?
Maybe. I hope so.
Like, see, to me that's why I kind of want to talk about Wolfenstein and those other ones. This is where I draw back to it. Wolfenstein came out. What is it about? This part of the series is where the Axis powers won World War II.
Okay.
There's Klanmen, there's Nazis. You are a surrogate fighter for the United States. You are trying to get rid of the Nazis. But what is the game that probably, most likely, most definitely outsold it on Friday?
Was what? Straight gore?
Mario Odyssey.
Oh.
Mario Odyssey most likely outsold that game.
Oh.
And so
Maybe,
the question
probably.
is like, I mean, yeah, it's Mario, but I mean, put it up against Pokemon. I think Pokemon's going to win. Put it up against Smash Bros. Smash Bros.
Oh,
is
yeah,
most likely
Smash
gonna
Bros.
win.
Oh, yeah.
Put it up against Breath of the Wild. One of the best games of the year, in my opinion. I mean, I liked Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey was great. I just loved Breath of the Wild. I had some TV problems hooking the Switch up, but now the TV's fixed.
Okay.
I cannot wait to play Breath of the Wild on my 4K TV. And then see what it looks like with the Xbox One X, too, that comes out next week. So, I mean, to me, I don't know if it's video game culture or if it's going to be movie culture. Do you think that we're ever going to transition off of this kind of... Because people love the blood gore horror films, and they love like that type of stuff. They love it when it's real. Like, it's real serious. It gets real intense. Do you think we're ever going to transition off of that?
I think it's just going to get worse, in all honesty. Probably just going to end up getting worse. People are going to want more. It's almost like they're going to build up like a... What should I...
A tolerance?
Yeah, tolerance to it. Yep. So they want more to...
Yeah,
we've
been oversensitized to it. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I find funny. Everyone says that's about video. That's what it's about video games. It's like, oh, you can hit people with a car and you can do this and do that. I was like, you know what you can't do in a video game? Like in all AAA titles, you can't do. You can't rape somebody.
Right.
But those movies about rape.
Oh yeah.
There's movies about
all
drugging
sorts
people.
of
like
torture, things like that.
Like there's extreme stuff. Oh, that's another thing too. In GTA 5, there's that torture scene. That's pretty extreme.
Which one was?
Trevor, you torture the guy. So you take a monkey wrench, take out his knees.
Yeah, that's right.
You can rip his teeth out. You can rip out a couple of his teeth.
Yeah.
You can. I think you can essentially mutilate him, mutilate his genitals with a wrench. You just, and the blood goes everywhere. So I mean, that one's pretty intense, and that one's like controversial. Like that's the worst. Like that's one of the most controversial things in a TV show. I mean, I've seen worse. Like, in a movie, I've seen worse.
Well, TV shows they have to follow more strict rules, I think, and regulations.
Well, I mean, I don't even know about that because like just M-rated games just don't get as M-rated games. I think are more often than not less intense than an R-rated movie.
Oh yeah.
Depending on the film, like Thanksgiving, like there's a lot of gore, but like terrible. Like you look at it, like this is a terrible movie.
Okay.
Does it have more gore than like Gears of War? No. Gears of War's got way more gore, but I mean, Gears of War is fake.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's an alien.
Right.
So, like, cutting it up isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of people see it as, like, really terrible stuff. Like, you're not cutting people in half. You're cutting a bunch of fake aliens.
Right, yeah.
And, like, you're not seeing, like, blood and guts split in half and that type of stuff. Like, in the Saw
almost
movies,
like, or Mortal Kombat. You know, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like Mortal Kombat,
those finishers.
Same thing, too. Like, I mean, Mortal Kombat was a huge thing back in the day. Like, that was a huge controversy. Like, you used to have to get cheat codes to unlock the blood in that game. So that one's a really intense game. But, like, I always find it funny that, like, there's people that judge for, like, oh, you need to watch these shows because they're what everybody's watching. Like, The Walking Dead. It's just like at this point, it's just like talking, standing around, some blood and some gore.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm looked down as a loser and less of a person because I watch Braun Strowman walk around and put people through tables.
It's WWE. It's
like
almost,
I damn well,
it's
like I'm just gonna say this.
It's
I damn
scripted.
well know that this is fake.
Right. You're just watching.
Fake.
Yeah, just watching for
It's
entertainment.
Scripted, exactly. Right. But guess what? Spoiler alert to all those people. The Walking Dead's not real. I don't want to ruin this.
Right.
Game of Thrones never really happened. There was no Jon Snow. There was no Hodor. Like, it's not real. That's the same thing. Wrestling's not real. It's entertainment.
Right, yeah.
So to me, what do I like watching? Stone Cold Steve Austin come out, grab a couple beers, give a couple stunners, stand over a guy with some birds? Hell yeah, I do. Yeah. Do I want to watch a guy catch a rapist or like someone trying to rape somebody in the act or some disembowelment or something like that? No, I don't.
Nope.
But some people would. They'd rather see that. I am always on the edge of comedy over like horror.
Oh yeah, by far.
Like I don't like horror movies at all. I hate them.
Yeah.
I hate them all. I don't like horror movies. Like if someone was like, you can go see It or you can go see Central Intelligence 2, I'm gonna go see Central Intelligence 2.
10 out of 10.
Like I mean that's Kevin Hart's the best.
Right.
Everyone loves Kevin Hart. But I mean to me it's just I always like is it just hot in here or is it me?
It's a little toasty
it's a little
in
hot
here.
in here. Like I'm starting to get a little
You're wearing long
moist.
sleeves though.
Yeah, I am, but still it's starting to get a little hot, a little moist.
A little moist in
a little
here.
damp.
Oh
just a
boy.
tidbit moist. I don't
And
like all the violence.
And plus, I don't play video games. Like I like playing like first person shooters. Like I just like the realistic. Like I like playing Battlefield. I like seeing like what kind of weapons were used. Like I don't play games to murder people. You know what I mean? Like
I guess.
Like
that one I don't understand because like if you're playing, I mean you are playing.
Well, right.
You're killing fake people though.
Right, but I'm not playing it so I can intentionally like just mutilate people. You know what I mean? Like Battlefield is not even that like. Okay, yeah. There's guns and violence in it, but
COD's supposed to be real bad.
Oh, really?
This Call of Duty World War II
new one.
Yeah, like Nazi zombies at World at War was kind of like a gag, and then you saw the last game had zombies in Spaceland, so like it's
right.
A lot of it was a joke. This game's supposed to be super and like it's supposed to be legitimate. Like it's going to be intense. Like the zombies aren't just like your typical looking like idiotic zombies. Like some of them have like face traps and like they've got their skin ripped off and they've got like the Third Reich patched back into their skin. You got some where they're literally just skulls. Like they're just skulls with like metal masks that are still attached to their face. Whereas like the zombies in Spaceman, like it's a zombie dressed up as like
right,
like it's like he just got out of Bayside High School hanging out with Zach Morris and the gang. So that one's pretty. I mean, World at War was pretty intense too. I mean, that was a pretty intense game. Like
World at War.
You start as an American watching the guy you're with getting tortured. They put a cigar through the guy's eye. They slit his throat, and then you're next, and like that stuff's pretty. I mean, that's pretty intense. But like, that's nothing compared to Saving Private Ryan. That couldn't touch Saving Private Ryan.
And that was an older movie too. That's like what?
Yeah.
Was that in the 90s or something? Or was that early 2000s?
That was early 2000s.
Okay.
Like that was pretty gory film. I mean, World at War was pretty gory too. So this World War II game is supposed to be pretty gory. They're going back to the old roots. So they're gonna frighten 10-year-old kids from playing this game ever again.
But that's more towards like single player. Like I'm a multiplayer type of person. I like progressing. I like the progression system in multiplayer
that's
games.
Where we draw the line. I'm different. I like to play single player campaigns. I like Uncharted. I love those stories. I don't like the multiplayer of Uncharted.
Oh,
And
yeah.
some games I play online.
Yeah, well, yeah, Uncharted multiplayer. That's not the best.
Like I play Destiny online. I do the raids though. I don't do the Crucible. Because I love just lighting things the f up. With teammates. That's my favorite thing. I like just going through with a group of people, like just like that ad was like, just blasting some sort of like 90s hip hop, just going through massacring mass amounts of enemies.
Yeah,
I love that type of stuff. That's one of my favorites. But you know what else I love? The greatest show on earth.
Oh boy,
Destination America is the channel. Destination America is the place to be.
You know, it's a
the
good
show's
show.
Title: Mountain Monsters. Now let me tell you a little something about Mountain Monsters. That's a real tongue twister. Mountain Monsters.
Purchase alliteration.
There are creatures, both legendary and identified, roaming the Appalachian Mountains, and a band of hardcore hunters and trappers have made it their life's work to investigate them. For generations, supposed sightings of these monsters, such as the Wolfman, the Devil Dog, the Wampus Beast, the Skunk Ape, the Mothman, and the Lizard Demon, have occurred along the 1,500-mile stretch of the mountains, and it wasn't until members of the Appalachian Investigators of Mysterious Sightings had their own personal encounters with these creatures that they became believers. Now, the Ames crew, led by founders Trapper, Jeff Headley, Huckleberry, Willie McQuillan, both use both their traditional techniques and modern technology to track, trap, and capture these monsters. Maybe Ames will snag its first one while cameras are filming the saga of mountain monsters. Now, this show is the greatest show on television because here's why. You've got possessions, and this is your typical Bigfoot show.
Yep.
Where you got a bunch of country guys. Oh, I'm gonna go find myself a Bigfoot. I got my Bigfoot tracker. Got my Bigfoot plan. I got my Bigfoot. Oh, I know that's a Bigfoot. You hear like a couple trees breaking like in a 40-mile away. You just go, that's a squatch.
It's a squatch.
I know that's a squatch when I heard a squatch. So here's what I love. There's one guy who makes traps to catch these creatures. The traps never work. They always get out of the trap. The traps are usually consisted of lawnmower parts and like some sort of trees and shrubs they can find in the area. It's like step number one is always mow the grass in the area and then just start rigging up the trap. Some of it's like super simple stuff. Some of it's like super stupid stuff. But it's always hilarious. Listen to that guy like, oh, I took my lawnmower propeller and I turned it into a fan, which I then projected into a rope that cuts down a cage that drops in on the squatch. We're going to get him this time. One of my favorite episodes was the Psychic Bigfoot. This is a two-parter, actually a three-parter, I think.
Three-parter. This is probably an important episode right here.
Pending season 5, because I have not watched season 5. This show has not been canceled yet. I mean, you want some extreme Bigfoot hunting, you have found it at Mountain Monsters on Destination America. I'll tell you, I hate TNA wrestling, but I was exposed to I was exposed to Mountain Monsters through TNA wrestling because TNA wrestling was on Destination America.
Really?
I saw ads for the show. I was like, I need to see these rednecks hunt these squatches. And that's what came to this. They hunt squatches, they hunt demon dogs, chupacabras, Mothman, lizard people. They go after everything. They call gators side by sides. It's like, get the damn side by side. We're getting under attack by a Bigfoot. And like, there was one where they were just shooting it, like just shooting straight. Like you just see guns going off. One guy's pretending to shoot and cock the shotgun and pretending to shoot while everyone else is shooting. He's just pretending. And so after they do the shooting, they look over, they go farther straight through to follow where they shot that Bigfoot. And there's a creek, and then there's just a couple drops of blood, what they call. I mean, it's all in black and white. I can't tell.
Right.
Little drops of liquid on these little rocks right before the creek. Could be water, could be blood, could be oil, it could be anything.
Could be anything.
Could be spaghetti sauce. Could be ranch dressing.
Yep.
And so the one guy goes, this is lung blood.
Lung blood.
We definitely shot him up, and he fell, and he died, and he got carried out of the river. And the one guy, I shit you not, goes, if you think that we don't have any evidence of finding a Bigfoot after this, you can kiss my fat redneck ass. Like, really? This is the greatest show on earth. Nothing gets me going like a passionate redneck thinking he found Bigfoot.
First off, you can't tell the difference between lung blood and normal blood.
There's no such thing as lung blood.
It's all the same.
It's just blood.
It's just blood. Exactly.
That's the best part. It's like, oh, this is lung blood. Like, the two drops on this rock is lung blood?
You can probably figure it out if you take samples of it and you can look at the oxygen concentration. But that's about it. And they ain't doing that.
Well, there's no way in hell they're doing it. I mean, look at them. Do you think they're doing any DNA or any lab testing?
No, they aren't doing any sort of testing.
No, there's no DNA. The only DNA they have is does not apply.
Like, this show is basically almost like WWE. You know it's fake, but you just watch it just to be entertained.
Yeah.
That's all this show is.
Because, I mean, there really is no... Like, there's some extremes here. And this is why I want to get to these extremes. This is how I know it's fake. But by God, I love it. There's one episode where there's a psychic Bigfoot who starts possessing them. So one guy gets possessed in this little shack, and he's just standing there. They're like, John, snap out of it. And he's he told me not to move, and he just points out the window like, oh my God, the goddamn swat possessed John. What the hell's going on here? And then all of a sudden they hear the one guy named Huckleberry just start screaming like, ah! And so they're like, oh, we gotta go find Huckleberry. And they go find Huckleberry, and he's screaming again, and what is he? He's on top of a hill, standing on holding a totem, like this carved log totem, naked, with mud smeared all over his ass.
Oh my God.
And how do they snap him out of it? They throw him in the lake.
Throw in water,
yeah. Throw him into a lake.
Because that'll solve it.
And that'll just snap out the psychic abilities of this Bigfoot. So by far, that is one of the best shows on television. What is your take on this?
If first off, you better know this is fake when you're watching, and you're just watching just for shits and giggles, just to be entertained by. Like, it's probably doing real good because people it's just because they're probably seeing. Hey, look what Duck Dynasty did. Look at what was that, the Honey Boo Boo, all those.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Not Honey Boo Boo.
People love those ghost hunters.
Those ghost hunting shows, yeah, they were big.
Bigfoot hunters have been around forever. Like the Finding Bigfoot shows. I think they just go off the regular thing where it's like, my name's Bubba and I'm a Bigfoot hunter. There's a squatch in these woods. I can smell him. And it's like just a bunch of idiots, really, idiots looking for a Bigfoot. Do I think Bigfoot's real? Yes. I mean,
Bigfoot's not real.
There's probably a real Bigfoot. Probably. Like, I think Megalodon is probably still real. Because, like, we don't, as humans, we don't go deep into the bottom of the ocean. So, my guess is, I mean,
right.
Technically, he could live under there.
It's possible.
We never really have examined life below a few bars of pressure.
But they would have, there's no way they could survive that long. They wouldn't be able to live hundreds of years.
Maybe, I don't know.
Or unless there was enough of them where they could reproduce consistently and obtain and can keep up their population. But
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You gotta think about it this way: in prehistoric days, if a creature like that existed, the environment then is probably similar to the environment at the bottom of the ocean. A lot of high pressure.
Right.
There's probably still some sort of environment and ecosystem down there.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because we haven't been able to kind of
there's no way we
can intervene in the ecosystem. So it's been slowly living on its own, kind of like mold in a cup that you leave, like just mold you leave sitting. After a while, it's going to get really bad.
Right.
So that's how I feel like that is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll give you that one, but Bigfoot's not real. We have thermal technology now.
I know, but like I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a mountain somewhere with people. Like a big ape creature. Not like a Sasquatch, like a redneck Sasquatch, but like a big ape creature living in a mountain. Would you really be surprised? I wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't.
There's no way.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeti, I mean, maybe I'm on this. Maybe next week I'll be part of the deal breakers. He believes that there's a I'm not like a firm of like, I'm going to go in the woods, I'm going to find me a Squatch. But like, with the way evolution is and how life progresses in ecosystems, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a real Sasquatch.
Maybe at one point in time, maybe. That's a far stretch.
At one point in time, there definitely was.
Maybe one. There's probably some mutation or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's some sort of mutation to create. But has it been the same Squatch that's been terrorizing these woods for 200 years?
No. There's no way.
No. This is a giant tortoise. There's no mammal that's living 200 years.
No.
I don't think whales live that long. I have no idea how long a whale lives. But
I'm not a marine biologist.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of Squatch. There's
like that caveman guy like on those Geico commercials that they used to have.
Oh yeah, the Neanderthal caveman.
Yeah, those are obviously real. He just has I think it's like a disorder or something, or he was just something happened, mutation or whatever. Those are real, yeah. But like a straight up Sasquatch.
So a blue whale can live 80 to 110 years. That is the average lifespan of a blue whale. A sperm whale can live up to 70. A North Pacific right whale can live up to 70. However, a killer whale can only live 29 years. Damn. Beluga whale 35 to 50. A humpback whale 45 to 50. And a short-finned pilot whale has a lifespan of 45 years. So there, at one point in time, I guess there was a megalodon still swimming around, and there was probably still a Bigfoot. Are they around now? Probably not. I mean, megalodon, I wouldn't be surprised because we had never explored deep, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's different species. Like, we're always discovering new species of fish.
Yeah.
So, like, a big-ass fish, Wouldn't be surprised. Like a big ass shark, look like Megalodon or something like that.
But it
Wouldn't be
would be
surprised.
so big that would it get to the point like how could someone miss that
It'd be the size of a bus.
if not bigger?
I mean, he was before. I just wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Maybe I'm one of those flat earthers. I mean, do I think anyone's ever caught it before? No, but do I believe in a giant, huge shark? Probably. Like there's some images where it's like he's super spiky and he's got like alligator body parts and he's like shark and he's huge. And I'm like, no. But like, is there some sort of like prehistoric creature that's found a way to sustain life and a sustained ecosystem for generations? I wouldn't be
Possibly.
surprised. I mean, we'd have to bring in a marine biologist. We should bring in a marine biologist and a Bigfoot hunter. Put them in those two
man.
seats and then just have them talk. No, marine biologist, Loch Ness Monster.
Loch
Get them both
Ness
together.
Monster. Yep.
Nessie the Loch Ness Monster.
But you see drawings of those people back then where exaggerate what they look like to show people that they're monstrous when they probably really weren't.
Yeah.
So it's
Then again, people also back in the day, when these Bigfoot rumors started, guess what else they thought was real? Witches. Thought witches were real.
and we
So-
all know that's not the case.
Yeah. So maybe there was some sort of monkey that people thought was just a Bigfoot.
Probably
There was one of the episodes of Mountain Monsters, they hunted like a demon orangutan.
a demon orangutan.
Yeah, like a demon orangutan. But the show is absolutely hysterical. So they have a season 6, it looks like. Oh, yep, they're coming. Oh, wait a minute, it's a petition. Did they end it? Oh man, they might have ended it. If we win,
Well, it's
I think it might have. I mean, the last episode was June 2017, so it was 5 months ago. I mean, I wouldn't be. I mean, that probably doesn't. I didn't see anything about them ending it. Let's see if they cancel it. If they cancel it, that's just even better. It doesn't look like they canceled it. Yeah, last September, season 5 ordered by Destination America. Destination America loves themselves some mountain monsters.
Well, if the ratings are good, they're obviously going to keep renewing the seasons because they're obviously going to keep making more money.
So let's see if I can get a list here of all the things they. Oh yeah, here's a whole list. I'm just gonna go through this whole list. The Wolf Man of Wolf County, the Grass Man, which is a
Grass Man.
1,000-pound grass man seen in the woods, which is just a green Bigfoot. The Devil Dog of Logan County, the Wampus Beast. I don't remember what the Wampus Beast looked like. The Mothman, the
Wampa.
Lizard Demon, the Kentucky Hellhound, the Grafton Monster, which is a bipedal predator. I don't know what that means.
Bipedal means just 2 feet. They
So
stand.
probably
They
just
stand
another
upright.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, just
the
another
Yahoo.
Bigfoot.
The Yahoo, I believe, is the Lungblood one.
The what?
The Lungblood.
Oh, long. Okay.
The Werewolf of Webster County. The Fire Dragon of Pocahontas County.
What?
Ames team travels to Pocahontas County, West Virginia, to investigate a gigantic, elaborate monster pursuing on land and on boat. That sounds good.
You can't make
The
this up.
Sasquatch of Boone County. Now that's a name. Boone County.
Boone County.
Shadow Creature of Braxton County, Wild Bill's Bear Beast, the Death Cat, the Snaggly Gaster, Cave Creatures, Hogzilla, the Bloodless Howler, Grassman's Revengeance, in a 2-hour season finale. The Ames team travels back to Perry County, Ohio, to settle an unfinished score with this massive Bigfoot-like creature. The team works to unravel the mystery of the Ohio Grassman's identity and faces their greatest danger yet. That might be the one with the moonshiners. Because they try to go deep into the country and there's moonshiners and they're like, you cannot go this far. We don't want our faces or anyone to know that we're here. Appalachian investigators of Bigfoot of Central Kentucky, Bigfoot of Putnam County, Bigfoot of Eastern Kentucky, Bigfoot of Lincoln. It looks like they really went to Bigfoot. We got a lot of Bigfoot. Oh, Bigfoot of Ashe County. Ames under attack. The Ames team heads to Ashe County, North Carolina in search of the Cherokee Devil. This Bigfoot is thought to possess mind control ability. When Buck has an encounter with the creature, the team fights back only to have another team member fall under its spell. Season 3, Episode 7, April 18th, 2015. That is the episode you must watch. If you only watch one, you will watch that one. There's a huge big fat guy, And I mean, this guy could rival a dump truck. Buck, he gets possessed. And then this is the other one. Huckleberry gets possessed, and he's the other one that falls into this well, who smears mud on his ass, and then runs around in the mountains. We got Bigfoot of Ashe County, season 4. I haven't seen these. A lot more Bigfoots. A special of the scariest monsters. Oh, we got one, the Great Fire Ape, Bigfoot of Pendleton County. They go back to that one. Return of the there's a rogue team that throws them off. Yeah, looks like that rogue team returns in season 4, and then in the next episode they face off against this rogue team of Bigfoot hunters. Season 5, 2-parter. Oh, here we go. After 9 months of silence, the rogue team emerges from the shadows after a team member, Buck, tries to take matters into his own hands. The Ames team meets face-to-face with other mysterious teams to find out who they are and what they are after. Rogue Team Arises Part 2. After being abducted, the Ames team faces a mysterious man who offers them a deal with an incredible payoff. The team suddenly realizes Trapper is missing, and they set off to locate him in a race against time after finding a trail of his blood. This is what I'm talking about. It's all about blood. They don't know whose blood it is. There's no testing.
It may not even be blood.
The Ames team shares their thoughts, answers fans' biggest questions, and tells some of their favorite stories from the road. Yeah, like that one time they hooked up with each other's sisters. Well, they hooked up with their own sister.
Yeah.
Huckleberry's Predator. After the Ames team is split in half, Jeff must come up with answers about the Dark Forest. While the team gets proof of the Black Wolf, Huckleberry reveals that a mysterious creature is stalking the team and finds himself in a fight for his life. Huckleberry is the one that got possessed and smeared shit all over his ass. So, and that was season 5. That last episode premiered June 3rd, 2017. So, that is great. Finding Bigfoot feud. They have a feud with the Finding Bigfoot people.
Okay.
On April 5th, Matt Moneymaker of Finding Bigfoot tweeted that Mountain Monsters was scripted and the Ames team were merely actors. This led to Trapper John Trice directly responding and referring to Moneymaker's show as Losing Bigfoot. The online feud has continued with Finding Bigfoot cast member Cliff Barackman chiming in that the show is fiction, and the official Finding Bigfoot Twitter account calling Mountain Monsters a fake hoax show in regards to the series' April 2017 return. On May 30th, 2017, the official Ames Brazil account responded by saying, there's a Brazil account for Ames? Wow. By saying that
they're going to South America now.
That Finding Bigfoot has never found anything. I mean, true, they never have found anything. That's the point. I don't watch these shows.
Now,
to find
Finding Bigfoot, what channel is that on?
That's Discovery Channel, I believe. And I mean, here's the difference
You think they scripted that stuff so people would watch the show more?
Probably. I mean, they're not as funny. They're the one, they started the whole feud of Finding Bigfoots. So, like,
they're trying to make a name for themselves.
2011, they're in their 5th season 6 years later. So, like Mountain Monsters is just turning these damn Bigfoots out. They're turning out all these Bigfoots to go find. So, they're actually a 4.2 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database, a 6.2 out of 10 on TV.com, and it's got a 88% score from Google Play users. Now, Mountain Monsters...
So that's a pretty popular series, obviously.
I mean, in the eyes of the viewers, yes.
Right.
Mountain Monsters has a 5. Oh, this is even better. 5 out of 10. It's got a better score on Internet Movie Database. 7.6 out of 10 on TV.com. Better score. And 95% of Google users like this show. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add that check. I'm going to give it a thumbs up right there. Make it a 90.
You're looking at the Bigfoot one first.
The Mountain Monsters, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mountain Monsters is better. You're right, yeah.
Mountain Monsters is way better.
So, yeah, so they're not going to cancel that show anytime soon.
No, I don't think they will.
No, it's probably doing way too good.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's hilarious. I don't watch the show to watch Bigfoot. I mean, if you want to watch a show to watch Bigfoot, play Tony Hawk Underground 2, where you can play as Bigfoot. Or play the video game Finding Bigfoot, where you actually hunt Bigfoot.
Really?
Yeah, there's a game where you hunt Bigfoot. It's called Finding Bigfoot.
I'm telling you, there's an Assassin's Creed side mission where you hunt for Bigfoot. I can't remember which Assassin's Creed it was in. But you being somewhat of an Assassin's Creed fan, you remember playing that?
It was in Assassin's Creed 3 where you find Sasquatch. Assassin's Creed 3, that was a game. I love those games. I'll be honest with you. I only have one problem with it because Origins came out on Friday.
Okay.
this is something I want to get on a whole different thing about another time. So they actually have some parts of the game where even if you paid the full $60 and you have the season pass, you still have to pay money to get other parts of the game.
What?
So like if you want to get if you want to get a map that has all the collectibles on it, you have to pay Helix coins, which cost money. And if you want like certain costumes, you have to pay Helix money, which is real, which you buy with real money.
So there's no way you can get these Helix coins like in game where you can grind them
they're
out.
Not in-game currency.
So the only way is to get them is if you actually use actual money and buy them.
Yeah. So there's been a huge talk. I want to
That is messed up.
I want to go on a huge talk. That could be a topic for Thursday. A huge rant about pay-to-play games. Because like you've already paid your $60, I should be able to play whatever game the hell. I should be able to play the entire feature of the game.
Right.
Like season pass, I don't mind paying for it.
Right. Yeah.
Because like nowadays, you get like Best Buy, GameStop, or Amazon have subscriptions where you get 30% off your brand new game if you buy it from them, or if you have like their membership thing.
Right. Yeah.
So like Best Buy, I can go to before when Uncharted 4 came out, I bought the collector's edition for $60.
Right.
And that came with the season pass and everything. I never played the Lost Legacy because it didn't click with me.
Right.
I like the Nathan Drake saga.
Yeah.
I like Nolan North as Nathan Drake. If Nolan North was younger and he looked a little bit like Nathan Drake, I'd have him be casted as Nathan Drake. But he just doesn't look like him at all. So the guys that made, actually I should say the woman, Amy Hennig is her name. She was one of the lead creators and writers of Amy Hennig. She was one of the lead creators and writers for Naughty Dog, which was part of Last of Us.
Yep.
And 4 Uncharted games.
Right. Yep.
Those games have all been Game of the Year.
Oh yeah.
They've all been cult classics, generational games.
Yep.
She was signed up by Visceral Games to make a Star Wars game called 1313, and it got canceled right after LucasArts was bought by Disney. So then they made another game they were going to make. It was going to be an RPG action adventure, essentially like Uncharted in the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
Now, who does not want that game?
Disney, because they wouldn't be making as much money off of it.
EA canceled the game.
Oh, because EA has the rights or something, video game rights or something like that.
EA canceled the game because get a load of this. On a single player campaign, you can't sell loot boxes. You can't keep people paying for loot boxes.
Okay.
So you don't make a lot of money off the game. So they said they cut the game. They axed it. And now they're working on a new project where there's going to be loot boxes and you can pay to get special items in the game to do better. And like, to me, first off, maybe I'm just a dedicated hardcore fan, but when you write and direct 4 Uncharted games and The Last of Us,
that had been
and then you had a part in Last of Us 2, and you wrote games that are game of the generations. She's the American Hideo Kojima, in my opinion. Who the hell do you think you are to tell her,
no,
you can't make this game because we don't think it's going to sell? I'm sorry.
Have you seen what she's made?
Have you ever seen Uncharted? Sold pretty damn well.
That's a problem with, I feel like with all these companies, the quality of games have decreased or have been lowered because other people who actually have talent can't make these games because the big companies who have all the power deny everyone, basically.
Well, like she was brought on by Visceral to write this Uncharted-based Star Wars game.
Right.
If you've ever looked at it, have you ever watched any bit of Uncharted or played any bit of Uncharted?
Yeah, yeah.
So the game was called Star Wars 1313. That was the original project they were going to work on. And it was unveiled at E3 in 2010, I think? 2012 was when it came out. And so the game was incredibly realistic to Uncharted. It was a cover-based shooting game with action-adventure elements. And, like, it was a very beautiful-looking game. They showed a little bit of it at E3 in 2012. It looked like it was going to be... It actually won an award for a game to notice by IGN. It was one of the top games to watch. And so what I'm showing you right now is just a little bit of footage from Star Wars 1313. And then what happened was at E3, at last year's E3, the one in May, June,
which one? The past one or the one before that?
The past one. The one that just happened.
Okay.
2017 E3.
Okay.
So the EA was like, here's what we've got coming in the future, okay? So you can hear these crowd reactions. And that's what I like about E3 is to hear the crowd reactions.
Yeah.
So like I was watching PSX. It was a PlayStation Con from a little while ago. And it was when Last of Us 2 got announced. You see him walking around, like you just see some feet, some grass, and all of a sudden you see Ellie's tattoo.
Okay.
And then you see the hands pick up a guitar and start singing, and it's her voice. And it's like, what are you doing, kiddo? And she's like, I'm going to kill them all. Like, people went nuts.
Oh, I'm sure.
When they saw that tattoo on her arm, they went nuts.
Yep.
And so in this E3 trailer, they're like, here's everything that's coming. Battlefront 2. Because Battlefront 1 had that same problem. They had their loot boxes, they had no campaign, and there were problems, and people didn't want to buy the game because of it. Then Battlefront 2, we're not going to do that type of stuff. Well, we'll see. Then they showed their VR game they've got working on. And then it ended with Amy Hennig getting on the screen going, hi, I'm Amy Hennig of Visceral Games. Crowd went ballistic.
Because they were thinking Star Wars 1313.
No, they knew the game was canceled. They wanted
okay.
to see the project because this was a game. Her games take 4 to 5 years to develop.
Right.
So they wanted to finally get their first look at this game. And they're like, here's what I've got. And it's like, I've got an Uncharted-based adventure story game that's going to be driven on a strong single player taking place in the Star Wars universe. And then they showed just a little bit of literally a character walking out of a door. Walking out of a door. And the crowd went absolutely nuts. There was no story of the game that they revealed. There was no like big news. So it was absolutely crazy that people went nuts for. So this is literally all the footage. It's 15 seconds, and it was just her talking as they show some concept art, and then that. Just the main character walking out of a door. Like, look at the setup. This is a beautiful game. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. That was all they showed. 15 seconds of a 5-minute video showing what's coming next, and people lost their mind on just that.
That just shows
people love the games she made.
Oh yeah.
I was so excited to watch that game because you know what I thought was going to happen when this game came out? It's going to pummel the crap out of whatever it was going with. And now there's talks because Disney has Star Wars till I think 2021. There's talks this game won't come out until after that.
Really?
Duh. It's 2017. She's starting from scratch for the second time in 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
1313 would be out right now, pummeling the crap out of stuff.
Oh, everyone. Oh, yeah.
And you know what else was great about 1313? It was a rumored to be an origin story for Boba Fett.
That would have been pretty dope.
People love Boba Fett. They want a Boba Fett movie. I think they're still looking into doing a Boba Fett movie.
I'm sure they are. People will buy that up.
Chronicle films.
Yeah.
So, it blows my mind that you literally canceled a game that people would love to play.
It would make so much money.
You can't make more than the $60 off the game.
But that game would probably make more than Battlefront 2 and Battlefront combined.
But see, here's the thing, though. That their excuse is, like, if you watch COD, parents will give... Well, I mean, not parents. Kids and people will put in 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks and just buy loot boxes. And just keep buying loot boxes.
What?
To get camos, emotes, different guns, special abilities, that type of stuff.
I would never do that. The only thing I would buy is the season pass, just so I can get all the DLC paid for all in one shot. That's all I would ever buy. I wouldn't buy stuff for spend real money just to get a camo on my gun. No, that's never gonna happen.
Well, like imagine if you were playing. Think of it this way: imagine they put like Kid Gohan in Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. Okay. Kid Gohan, and you can pay money to get you can get boxes that give different skins. One skin is Goku as a kid. One is Goku from the tournament where he's wearing the blue shirt. One is Kid Gohan in the green. One is Kid Gohan dressed as Piccolo. One is Kid Gohan dressed up as Goku. Then there's like Trunks you can get.
Right.
Like a bunch of skins, cosmetic looks. Same features of the character, they're just different skins. That's what it's like. And imagine the only way you can get it is if you buy these loot boxes. Now do you see the problem?
Now with the loot boxes, can you play in game and get them eventually?
Some you can, most you can't.
Okay.
So like in COD, you can do it at a very slow rate, or you can buy like 10 bucks and just get a lot of it.
Ooh, now I see what you're saying. Like
now you see the conundrum.
That would be enticing, but normally for most like Dragon Ball like expansion packs, it's all included in like the extra levels. Like those, like they group everything.
Imagine if those weren't though. Imagine if you had to pay for those.
Right.
That's what EA's doing. It's like you have to do that.
That's
and to
messed up.
me, my personal opinion is I think that bubble is going to burst, and people are going to be like, "I'm sick of doing this. I'm sick of paying for the extra DLC."
Well, it's already starting to happen.
Sick of doing that.
Season passes there's no more season passes. Everyone gets all the DLC for free now. So people are finally starting to change that. People are, I think EA finally noticed it once Battlefield 1, like no one bought premium or very
I sure as hell
little.
not buying Battlefront 2.
You're not going to buy Battlefront 2?
I don't have it pre-ordered right now.
If I can get a discount on it, like because for some
30%?
reason, yeah, there's
You can buy Best Buy Club if you want to.
Amazon's what 20%. I think
Yeah.
all
Amazon's
games.
20%.
I don't know, maybe or I'll just wait on. But normally those
you always
type
wait
of
till Black
games,
Friday.
right? But most of the times those games don't normally decrease in price right away.
That's why you always go Black Friday. They'll always go down to like $30-$40. Or just buy it used and get a good deal on it.
Right. Yeah, because at that point you don't have to worry about buying a season pass or anything. Cause
exactly.
And I remember this was like PS3 days where if you bought a used game, you had to spend like an extra $10 for the online pass. Do you remember that? I remember having to do that for like Bad Company 2 something like.
I no joke didn't know about that. I didn't know about DLC until I went to an Auburn GameStop in Finger Lakes Mall. I tried to buy. I bought Mafia 2 used, and the guy was like, "Well, you know, none of this stuff comes with the game." And I was like, "No, why?" And he's like, "Because the codes don't work." And I went to my dad and I explained to my dad. And he's like, "I don't get it." So we went back to GameStop, and the guy said it. He didn't understand it. We went back to the car. My brother came in, and he explained it to my brother. And then we went back to the car. My brother explained it to me. So literally, because I didn't understand like DLC and codes, and I was like, "You just plug the game in, and it works." Like I didn't understand.
Because older games, nothing was like that.
There was most games didn't even have internet back. Like PS2 didn't have. It was only till like fairly recent. Like PS2 games started to get internet.
Right.
Like towards the very end of its life, PS3 got it, and then Microsoft, and then Xbox One got it, or Xbox 360.
Yeah.
So I never understood it.
Right.
And like just nowadays, it's absolutely crazy.
Because they probably make more money off of people who buy like all the DLC and in-game like microtransactions than the game
exactly. That's the logic. Is that's what happens. Like EA makes a lot of money off Madden, FIFA, and NHL.
Oh, because they bought all those Ultimate packs. Or
yeah,
whatever.
Exactly. They buy games for Ultimate packs for Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
And like Riot makes a bunch of money because people buy the Riot points.
Okay.
And like these games make all this money because they buy the Riot, like they buy the points to buy the stuff.
Yeah.
To get it.
Right.
You can earn it at a slower pace, a very slow pace. Where you just go out and spend. Like for me, it took me like when I used to play League of Legends, it took me like two to 3 weeks, even a month of double IP. That was the points.
Okay.
I think it was influence points. It was called double IP to get to enough to buy a brand new character, or I could go to GameStop, buy like a $5 card and get them. There's like 50 characters at least in League, heroes, whatever you want to call them. But like that's absolutely absurd.
Right.
Absolutely absurd. So with that has been episode 4 of the Going Over Clean podcast. This has been Chris and Cam. It's been our pleasure to serve you.